You make me feel so good, yeah. Oh, yeah. You make me feel so good, yeah.
Hello, YouTube family. Welcome and welcome back to Free's Fragrance Finds. I am the lady of the house, Lady Free, your gourmand guru. And on this channel, we discuss and we love all things fragrances. Where I love gourmands, yes, I do. But that doesn't mean that you have to. Stick around. I promise you, you'll find something you like. Guys, in today's video, this is part 2 of the video where I'm featuring the note combination of caramel and vanilla. If you want to hear the remaining fragrances that feature a note combination of caramel and vanilla, do please continue to watch. Guys, but before we get into today's video, I would love for you to take a quick moment to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you won't miss any of my uploads. Don't you dare miss out. Let's get into today's video. Guys, I struggle so hard on that on the introduction. Hey girl, hey boy, hey y'all, hey, what's up? It is your girl Lady Free, your gourmand guru in the house, and this is again a continuation of the caramel and vanilla note combination series where all of the fragrances feature a note combination of caramel and vanilla, if I did not make that abundantly clear in the first video. So all of these fragrances mentioned, all of these fragrances have a combination of caramel and vanilla inside the fragrance, right? So the first fragrance needs no introduction on my channel. If you've been watching my channel, you know this is an absolute favorite of mine, and so for that reason we're going to go ahead and roll the product shot, but we're going to go ahead and refer you to the Eye in the Sky to roll the product shot. This is Ray's Spirits. This is your sweet caramel, warm, spicy, boozy tobacco type of fragrance, and it is an absolute love of mine by NAVITUS Parfums, that I didn't say that. So the caramel plays very heavy in this fragrance, along with that brown sugar as well as that vanilla and that pimento leaf and that rum and that tobacco really just all play very well together in this fragrance. This is an absolute love of mine. Lasts long, projects well. It is all of the things. So again, I'm going to refer you to the Eye in the Sky, whichever side that it will pop up on. Go ahead and check my video out for my full and complete thoughts on this fragrance. Let's move along. This next fragrance is What About Pop from the House of Oud. Go ahead and roll the product shot. This is also a sweet caramel, vanilla, buttery popcorn type of fragrance. That isn't, it still smells like fragrance without being a too literal of a gourmand, but for that reason we're going to get into how I feel about it not being an actual literal gourmand and it's still smelling like fragrance. It's a good and a bad thing, but we'll get into that. So the notes in What About Pop are actual popcorn, caramel hawthorn, whipped cream, Madagascar vanilla, night blooming creas, whatever that is, ebony, benzoin, musk, ambergris, and Madagascar vanilla. In this fragrance, you definitely get that popcorn. You definitely get the caramel. You get creamy and lactonic nuances also along with it. Along with that popcorn and that caramel, you definitely get that vanilla. However, that's pretty much what I get, and a little bit of musk. That's pretty much what I get in this fragrance. It does very much put you in the mind of your Cheirosa 71 from your Sol de Janeiro, but more of a perfumey Cheirosa 71. So Cheirosa 71 is a body mist. So we'll just say What About Pop is an actual perfume. I mean, which it is, right? This is an eau de parfum. You get something a little tangy or something a little tart. This is what I'm smelling for. You get something a little bit tangy, something a little bit tart in here as well. I'm not sure what that is. I'm trying to see what that is. But I like it. I like tart and tangy, you know, raspberry, rhubarb type of fragrances. I mean, although it doesn't have it, but you get something tangy and something tart along with that, you know, those popcorn and those other sweet notes that are in here. Maybe it's that benzoin that's giving it that kind of tangy, balsamic type of feel. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Wearability. This is if you like this type of scent profile, this is an easy reach fragrance for me. It's not too much to think about. You can get away with this fragrance in the summertime if you want to. Although, because it is a gourmand leaning fragrance, I would say the perfect time to wear it would be during the fall. I don't know if this fragrance will hold up in the dead of winter, just because it's not very strong, it's not very heavy, and it's not very dense. So especially if you live in the colder climates, I'm not sure that this fragrance will hold up in the dead of winter. However, I do feel like it will definitely hold up, and it definitely be a good wearing fragrance for the fall time as well as the springtime, going into the summertime, because it still has it does have a bit of a florally nuance. It does have some floral nuances in here, so I feel like it'll be appropriate for the spring, definitely for the springtime, maybe going into the summertime. But if you want to wear it in the summertime, I feel like it'll be okay because it's not too heavy and it's not too cloying or anything like that, but it is very sweet, so I probably will stop right at spring. This is a very feminine scent to me. It's just feminine. I don't see it being very masculine at all. The performance on this one isn't the greatest. I wish it actually were better. I feel like I have to spray a lot of this on me to smell it, so the projection isn't the greatest. Unfortunately, it's a low to moderate projection, and it's about a moderate wear on your skin and clothes. So you're getting about 6 hours max, in my opinion, on this fragrance. Doesn't last very long, and it doesn't project very long as well. So that's a little bit disappointing. Also, it's speaking of performance, it is a bit disappointing to me that it is not a literal gourmand. I wanted it to be a literal gourmand. However, it's okay that it isn't, because I do have the Cheirosa 71 that is the literal popcorn smelling gourmand. So mixing those two together, I get what I need. Value, it's not worth this price point at all. This is a 2.5 fluid ounces. 2.5 fluid ounce, and I can't remember how much it was, but for full price it was pretty steep. I think upwards of $200 at full price. Hold on, let me see 1 second. For full retail price, this fragrance is $240. I did not buy this at full retail price. I would not have ever bought it at full retail price. I did find it, I think I bought it at JANY shop. I did find it for a really good value. I think it was maybe less than $150 when I bought it at JANY shop. So I will advise you and admonish you to find it on the gray market, find it on shops like JANY shop or the gray market, or discount sites like JANY shop or the gray market like Fragrance Net and things like that. Don't go splitting the full retail price for this fragrance, because it is not worth its price point. I'm so sorry. It doesn't last long enough. It is not even an extrait de parfum. The bottle is very beautiful. However, I mean, it is a 2.5 fluid ounce. However, it's just not worth it because it doesn't last, and it's not an extrait de parfum. It doesn't project, and that's just a lot of money for this. But the smell is worth it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at that. Do what you will with that information. To blind buy or not to blind buy, I would not suggest blind buying this fragrance. It's not really anything in it that I would feel like it would be off-putting that would make it an unsafe blind buy. However, just for the price point, and even at the gray market, it's still a little bit steep. I would give this an 8 out of 10. I'm going to take away 2 points, because 2 points in totality, because it doesn't last long, it doesn't project well, and it's not as gourmand as I would have hoped. Review. What About Pop from the House of Oud. This is your buttery popcorn caramel type of scent. Caramel and vanilla popcorn. We're talking about caramel and vanilla, so you definitely get the caramel and vanilla in this scent. However, the benzoin it gives it a balsamic nature to it. The balsamicness of the fragrance, in my opinion, comes across a little bit maybe tart. It does add a little bit of tartness to the fragrances. I don't think it would hold up in the dead of winter, depending on what region you live in, just because it's a light fragrance. It's not dense, it's not heavy at all. It does have some floral nuances in it as well that makes it even more appropriate for the springtime, but the gourmand nature also does make it appropriate for the fall time. I will give it an 8 out of 10 because it doesn't last long, it doesn't project well, and it isn't the best value. I would advise you to find it in a gray market site or discounted sites. Don't spend full price for his fragrance. So that is what about pop from the House of Food. So this next fragrance I have is Minnie Mouse by House of Sillage. Go ahead and roll the product shot. This is your very whimsical, juvenile, fun, nostalgic type of scent. It's just an absolute love. It's sweet, vanilla, fruity, all the things, creamy like tonic, all the things of the things to me. Oh my God, I just absolutely love it. And what's good about this fragrance to me is that raspberry, that tartness from that raspberry, and the creaminess from the whipped cream. Oh my God, there's just all the things of the things. So the notes in Minnie Mouse, the fragrance, not this one, not the pink one, are marshmallow, whipped cream, raspberry, caramel, coconut, vanilla, musk, and cedar. You definitely get the creaminess from the whipped cream. You get a little bit fluffiness, a little bit sugary fluffiness, vanilla-esque type, you know, from the marshmallows and the vanilla. You definitely get the tanginess of the raspberry. I feel like the caramel just really sweetens it up. I get a little bit of that coconut. You definitely get the vanilla. And I feel like the musk and the cedar really kind of just ground it out a little bit. Wearability, this is to me, your springtime, your summertime, fun in the sun type of scent. That's just where my mind goes with it. Excuse me, because it is Disney, right? So my mind just automatically goes to fun in the sun type of nostalgia, type of whimsical, childish, back to my childhood, youthful type of scent. All of those really mean the same thing, I know, type of scent. And it just puts me in the mind of your spring and your summertime. I don't see me really wanting, I could probably reach for it in the fall time, but not in the winter time. I mean, it's just not going to hold up in the winter time. It's kind of water. It has a watery essence to it. It's really light, really airy. Not anything dense, not anything heavy, not anything deep or dark about this fragrance. It's just light, it's just airy, and it's just fun. Straight up feminine. I don't see anything masculine about this fragrance. Yeah, that's your wearability. Performance, this isn't the best performing fragrance in my opinion. Oh, it's Eau de Parfum, I think. I don't think they're Extrait de Parfum. I think they're Eau de Parfums, and they perform like Eau de Parfum. So you're getting moderate performance. You're getting low to moderate projection on it, so I would advise you to overspray this one. It does come in a, damn, have I worn that much of it already? I guess I have. It does come in a 2.5 fluid ounce bottle, I think this is. But so I would advise you to overspray it. We're gonna segue right into value. Is it worth its price point? At full price point, I think it's $3.95. No, House of Sillage always runs special. Now this one was kind of hard to catch, but they always run 30% off special, upwards of 60% off of this fragrance. So I would definitely admonish you to catch it on a deeply discounted special, because is it worth that full price point? For the bottle alone, no, it's not worth it. But did I really want it? Yes. Did I pay full price for it? Absolutely not. So I mean, definitely find it at, I mean, definitely, you know, grab it from the House of Sillage when they, you know, sign up for the subscription or the newsletters, and you'll be one of the first ones to be notified when it does go on sale. So I would definitely advise you to grab it then. But if it is it worth this $3.95 price point? Not for the juice. Not for the juice, because the juice doesn't last long. It's not anything groundbreaking. It does smell really good. For me, I'm gonna say yes, because I just love it that much. But that's me not being level-headed. So level-headed me is gonna say no. Nostalgic, childish me that just want what I want is gonna say yes, because I really wanted the bottle. And if they never put it on sale, would I have gotten it? Absolutely. Just with the bottle, I would have, but I didn't. I did wait till it went on sale. To blind buy or not to blind buy, I feel like this is a safe blind buy. It's nothing really not to like about this fragrance. It is a little bit tart with that raspberry, but still it's nothing not to like about this fragrance. I do feel like it's a safe blind buy, but definitely go ahead and get your nose on it first. I'm still going to advise you to get your nose on it first, and also definitely go ahead and get it at its discounted rate. So rating 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. It's nothing not to like about this fragrance in my opinion. So 10 out of 10, highly recommend. So let's go ahead and review. 10 out of 10, I highly recommend. This is a very nostalgic, whimsical, juvenile, fun, in the sun type of fragrance. You know, perfect time of year to wear this fragrance for me would be during the summertime, during the springtime. I may can get away with it up until the winter. I mean, up until the fall time, definitely not the winter time. I don't feel like it'll stand up during the winter time because it is a very airy fragrance. It's not anything deep, dark, doesn't have much depth to it. It's not linear, but it just doesn't have depth to it, like it's heavy, it's dense, or anything like that. So definitely, you know, definitely wear it during the summertime and during the springtime and get your juvenile fun life. This fragrance is a little bit tart from that raspberry. It doesn't last long. Give it moderate. It's a moderate lasting scent, but I give it low to moderate projection, so I will advise you to overspray it. I also advise you to find it on a sale. Do not go paying full price. Well, I advise you to wait for the sales. Do not go paying full price for this fragrance. The juice inside is definitely not worth it, but if you're like me, just exit. The juice inside is definitely not worth it, but I do really love the fragrance. 10 out of 10 for me. If it had not gone on sale, would I still have purchased it? Yes, because I absolutely love the scent and love the bottle just that much. So that is your Minnie Mouse by House of Sillage. So next on the list is Caramelo Vanilla by New Notes. Go ahead and run the product shot. This is your quintessential caramel and vanilla fragrance. I mean, it's Caramelo Vanilla. So I know I have talked about this fragrance on my channel previously, or maybe several times, but I don't think I've done the whole spiel. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way really quickly. The notes in Caramelo Vanilla are caramel, vanilla flower, dulce de leche, white flowers, cotton candy, frangipani, vanilla pod, musk, and tonka bean. You definitely get that caramel and vanilla. It is a sweet, syrupy, drippy, thick caramel. What I was saying is I do get a little bit of those floral nuance from this as well. Not as strong, but you do get a little bit of white flowers that kind of brightens it up a little bit, in my opinion. But you definitely get that caramel and that vanilla. You get the dulce de leche. A little bit of creaminess or lactonicness from that dulce de leche. I don't really get that that cotton candy too much. I feel like the cotton candy may just add to the sweetness of it. And then so you get that musk and that tonka bean. And then that vanilla again at the base. And I feel like those, the musk and the tonka bean are really just kind of grounding it. I do get a little bit of muskiness from it. Not too much though. This is a good layering fragrance. I have worn it on its own. And it's also a very easy reach fragrance, day or nighttime. Really doesn't matter. This isn't a very sexy scent, so if I'm wearing it during the nighttime on a date or going out with the girls or something like that, I probably will mix it with something else, layer it with something else. I would probably wear it by itself, like to bed, just running errands, maybe even to work. You know, if I'm just trying to kind of be a little bit low-key and just smell good and just smell sweet. This is a very feminine fragrance because it is very sweet to me. This does have some depth to it. It's not just straight up, and it'll straight up caramel vanilla, but it's not linear in that sense. You do get some depth to it. Those base notes do kind of ground it a little bit and add a little bit of depth to the fragrance. However, it's not dense. It's not very heavy and not very dense. It's probably like, it's not very airy either. Probably like right in the middle when it comes to airiness and denseness. I would say it's right in the middle. This is the time of year that I feel like I want to reach for it. However, because it's not very cold in Georgia, I feel like it'll last and it'll hold up in, you know, a Georgia winter. However, if it's very cold where you wear it, where you are, I would feel like you may want to layer this with a heavier type of scent. You know, you can wear it during the winter time. You can wear it during the springtime. And I feel like you can even get away with this during the summertime, so year round. However, take into accountability that you may want to layer it with something heavier if you live in a climate where it gets colder. I don't feel like it'll just stand up in the dead of winter. I get moderate wear both ways. This isn't a beast mode of a projector on my clothes and on my skin. I'm getting about 6 hours. So it's moderate projecting. You know, you may want to kind of try to overspray it a little bit if you wanted to project a little bit more. So is it worth this price point? This is an extrait de parfum. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce and it's $220. So is it a good value at a 1.7 fluid ounce for $220? Absolutely not. Try to get your number one, try to get your nose on it, try to get a sample. Number two, I would say try to, you know, find it at a discounted rate. Try to, you know, sometimes you can get 10 or 15% off at Joma Shop, or 10 or 15% off at Lucky Scent or Splint Set. I have not found it on the gray market yet, so that's pretty steep for 1.7 fluid ounces, and it isn't anything groundbreaking. It isn't. It's caramel and vanilla, but do I really like it? I absolutely love it. Is it a safe blind buy? I will say it is a safe blind buy. It's just caramel and vanilla. It's really nothing not to like about it. However, that is $220 is a steep safe blind buy. It's steep now, so again, I'm gonna say get your nose on it, because if you don't like it, you just spent $220, and you're gonna have to try to get it off on a Mercari or something. Try to, you know, get some of your money back on Mercari or something, and you're just gonna be on waste some of your money. So $220 for a 1.7 fluid ounce for this small bottle is steep. So get your nose on it. Wouldn't say go blind buy it. However, just judging by the scent, it is a safe blind buy. But judging by the size of the bottle, if you don't like it and you don't spend you don't spend $220. So that's that. 9 out of 10. I do love it. I do absolutely love it, but it's just not groundbreaking to me. It's not groundbreaking at all, but it is a very good scent. It has a very good scent. So 9 out of 10 for me. This is your quintessential caramel and vanilla. It is something a little bit bright. There's a brightness about this fragrance. I don't know if it's from the frangipani or if it's from the white florals, but I do feel like maybe the florals are adding a little bit of brightness to this fragrance, because it's not dark or anything like that as I would have anticipated it to be, even judging, you know, looking at the bottle. It does have a brightness to it, maybe a little bit a tropical nuance, just maybe a smidge from that frangipani, but you do get a little bit of that white florals, but not a lot. But I mean, it adds something different to the fragrance. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. This is probably pretty much a year-round fragrance for me. I don't see myself wanting to go on a date and just wearing this by itself. I probably would add it to something else. And I also don't see me it holding up during the colder months on its own in the dead of winter, especially in those climates where it's very cold. So you may want to layer this with something else, your heavier scents during the colder months, if you want to reach for it during those types of months. I do give it a 9 out of 10 just because I took away a point for creativity. It's nothing unique or groundbreaking about this fragrance. However, I do absolutely love it. Not the greatest value, so definitely get your nose on it before going to blind buy it. However, the scent makes it a safe blind buy, the scent, but not the price. So get your nose on it. New Notes from Caramel Vanilla from New Notes. So this next one is a cheap alternative for you guys. Another cheap alternative for you guys. This is a small black-owned business. Go ahead and check them out and run the product shot really quickly. So this is Dipped by Renewed Scents. This is your caramel, apple, and vanilla scent, and it smells just like that. It's a very bright apple, very airy, kind of almost watery. The caramel isn't a really ooey gooey, drippy, thick, syrupy type of caramel. It just adds a little sweetness to it, like a caramel apple. Kind of puts you in the mind of your Casablanca a little bit. So let me go. I just read you the notes. The notes are caramel, caramel, apple, and vanilla, wearability, to me this is your spring and summertime type of scent. I don't feel like it's going to hold up at all during the any type of colder weather, during the fall or during the winter time. However, during the fall, I can see someone wanting to get away with it just because of the apple note. It kind of puts you in the mind of the holidays a little bit. It doesn't have that spicy note, those, you know, spicy notes to go along with the apple, but it's still a bright apple, you know, apple pie minus the nutmeg, minus the minus those types of spices that you would add to an apple pie. So you may want to get away with it, can get away with it during the holidays, probably up until Thanksgiving. However, you may want to also mix it with something else like your apple brandy by Killian, or like your Camera by Lattafa, or like your Angel Share by Killian, or your apple brandy by Killian, or your Casablanca, or your Camera, scents like that. This is probably a good layering scent. I don't see, even during the summertime or the springtime, I don't see me wanting to wear this on its own. It is very bright, very crisp, very airy, good layering scent. So that's wearability. Very feminine, very feminine. So that's your wearability. Performance, this isn't the greatest performance scent in my opinion, so it's probably low projection, moderate, low on both, honestly. From my experience, low projection and low longevity, good layering scent. Okay, value, this bottle is a 1.7 fluid ounce, I think, for $45. Very inexpensive. So I would say it is a good value for $45, although it doesn't last long. I mean, it's $45. Overspray, overspray, overspray. Make it last a little bit longer. Make it project a little bit further and last a little bit longer. Overspray, overspray, overspray. Layer, layer, layer. Yeah, and then you'll get you definitely get your money's worth anyway, but you get even more of your money's worth with those layering and with the overspraying of the fragrance, right? To blind buy or not to blind buy, the only way to smell this fragrance is to blind buy it. Is it a safe blind buy? Yes, it's $45. It's nothing not to like. It's caramel, vanilla, apple. Nothing not to like about this fragrance. Rating, I'll give this a 7 out of 10. This is a good layering scent. It's cute. It's, you know, nothing too serious. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to take away those points because it just don't last long. You don't really smell it. You have to overspray this fragrance. This is a very feminine type of scent. Go ahead and overspray and get your life. Make it last a little bit longer. I feel like this fragrance is perfect for the summertime and perfect for the springtime. Definitely go ahead and layer it with other fragrances that I mentioned earlier to go ahead and get your life and just to add a little bit more freshness to those fragrances. The next fragrance we have is Whiff of Waffle Cone by Imaginary Authors. Go ahead and run the product shot. While we're rolling the product shot, I will mention that I have spoken about this fragrance several times on my channel. However, I have not done a full review, done the whole spiel. So again, let's go ahead and get through that quickly as we can to go ahead and end this video, because I feel like it's been going on forever. So I know if I feel that way, y'all feel that way. A Whiff of Waffle Cone, this is the first version, are vanilla, heavy cream, salted caramel, amaranth, orgeat, Saigon cinnamon, and ice cream shop. Let me go ahead and read you off the version 2, which is going to be the one you're going to be able to readily find. I had to get this one from a card because I did want the version 1. So the version 2, the notes are vanilla, salted caramel, Saigon cinnamon, heavy cream, sandalwood, orgeat, and scoop shop. I have mentioned that I feel like they're trying to capture a syrup note on Fragrantica. It does list a note of syrup. I'm not sure which one of these notes are lending to that syrup smell. I don't know if it's the amaranth or the orgeat or what. However, I have mentioned before, the smell in here is a little bit pissy. It does smell like pee. However, I don't dislike it. It does not throw the fragrance completely off for me. It adds some character, it adds some depth to it, but sometimes syrup can smell a little bit like pee to me, but in the best of ways. So I have mentioned that before. I do want to continue to mention it so you guys can keep that in mind. If you're smelling something a little bit off, I think that's what it is. I'm not sure if version 2 does that, but this is the version 1 I have, and it definitely gives that. It does, however, capture that ice cream shop, the ice cream shop vibe. You get the cinnamon, the waffle cone, this, you know how cinnamon is on the waffle cone, you definitely get that. You don't get too much cream. It's not really a lactonic fragrance, so maybe the ice cream is like in the background or just in the atmosphere, because it isn't very creamy. But you get a little bit of saltiness. It's not like a regular caramel. It's like a salted caramel. You get that salty nuance along with that caramel. Fall time will be the perfect time to wear this. You can get away with it in springtime, but definitely fall time. You might be able to get away with it during the winter time if your winters aren't the coldest. So springtime and fall, I say fall because of the cinnamon. And I'm saying spring because when I think of eating ice cream, I think of it being hotter outside. However, it may be a little bit too cloying in my opinion for summertime. But I would probably wear it in the summertime. It wouldn't bother me in the summertime because I'm just that type of girl. I mean, I love gourmands, but my perfect time of year is just springtime. Just it's getting hot outside and I'm walking around, you know, eating a drippy ice cream cone. This is a straight up and down feminine fragrance in my opinion. Performance, I get moderate performance out of this fragrance as far as the longevity is concerned. It does project, so I get a moderate to high longevity projection from this fragrance. And I get a moderate wear, so probably 6 hours at best in my opinion on your skin and your clothes, but it does project very well. So value, I think now this is $105. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce. So it's a decent value. I mean, it's a decent value, especially for just the nostalgia that you get from it, just being in the ice cream shop, the whole type of ice cream vibe that you get from it. And although it is a 1.5 fluid ounce, that's it being $105. It's not terribly priced, so it's a pretty good value. To blind buy or not to blind buy, this version is not blind buy safe. I don't know how the second version smells, but this version, do not go and blind buy it whatsoever. Try to get a sample of it. Try in however you can to get your nose on it, especially if it's this version. And if this version smells anything like the second version, as far as that little syrupy, pissy note, don't blind buy it. It's not blind buy safe. Rating, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I really like it. I mean, I'm sorry. Call me crazy, call me weird with it having that smell. I still like it, but that's the reason I am taking away that 1 point is because of that smell. It doesn't, again, completely throw off the fragrance to me. It just gives it a unique characteristic to it, and I actually tend to enjoy that, but I'm still going to deduct that 1 point because of that reason. So review, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. We already talked about the weird smell that comes along with this fragrance. So I will admonish you to not blind buy this fragrance. Definitely get your nose on it. It's not terribly priced, okay, even for it only being a 1.7 fluid ounce. I will say this perfect springtime scent. I don't know if I would want to wear, I would probably wear it during the summertime, but I don't know if you would want to wear it during the summertime because it is very sweet. It is airy, it's not dense at all, it's not heavy, so I don't feel like it'll stand up during the colder weather months. It does put me in the mind of your fall or your holiday because of that, you know, that cinnamon and that waffle cone. But then again, also puts me in the mind of a good springtime day, refreshing, walking around eating a refreshing ice cream cone, vanilla ice cream cone. So that is Imaginary Authors, and with a waffle cone by Imaginary Authors. This last one we have also spoken about a few times. I've just rolled through my videos and I couldn't find where I've done a dedicated review, went through the whole spiel, so let's go ahead and just get it done. This is JANY by SORA DORA. This is your apple pie or apple tartine type of scent. Your fruity. Now that it has set for a while, the other fruits are literally starting to come out more. So this is your fruity, puffed pastry, apple pie tartine type of fragrance. The notes on JANY are puffed pastry, Ceylon cinnamon, vanilla, baked apple, almond, apricot, nutty notes, caramel, osmanthus, plum, peach, and white musk. When you first get the fragrance and it hasn't set for a while, especially if it's hot off the press, you're really only going to get that baked apple with that puff pastry and that cinnamon and maybe the almonds. That's the only thing I got when I first got the fragrance. Maybe it was just hot off the press, but after it has set for a while and after the juice is starting to turn a little bit, I'm definitely starting to get more of those fruity nuances from it. Apricot smells like bubblegum to me. I don't know why. So the apricot is definitely coming through now. I mean, it came through before, but even more now. The apricot was probably the only fruit that did come through before, along with the baked apple, but now I'm starting to get that plum and that peach. And you definitely still get the puff pastry, the airiness from the puff pastry. And I do get some of those almonds, but the almonds are off-putting. They're not like a Play-Doh synthetic type of almond. They just add some roasted nuttiness to it, kind of. You know what I mean? And it's just all the things of the things. It's kind of tart, but it's still sweet. It's still airy, but it's airy, but then it's a little dense at the same time. It is a little heavy, not very heavy, but a little hairy. It's tart again. It's fruity. It's all of the things. So honestly, I feel like you can wear this fragrance year round. I feel like the perfect time to wear this fragrance, however, will be the fall time, because of that tartin that it is emulating. That puts me in the mind of your holidays. That puts me in the mind of your Thanksgiving, mainly. Shit. I do feel like it'll hold up. I mean, I do feel like it has enough lasting power and enough presence to hold up during the colder weather months. Maybe not the dead of winter if you live in a very cold climate, but here in Georgia, yes. Here in Georgia, springtime, of course. Here in Georgia, summertime, yeah, because it's not overly sweet. It still has a freshness to it. It still has a fruitiness to it. It still has an airiness to it, enough to be able to get away with it during the warmer weather of the summer and of course the spring. It's just all the things of the things, right? Okay, so performance for the first maybe 2 or 3 or 4 hours, it's very present. I mean, you're gonna smell it. I mean, present, not beast mode, but present. You're gonna smell it and other people are gonna smell you. After maybe that 4-hour mark, it's gonna die down a little bit. It's not gonna turn into a skin scent, quite a skin scent, but you're gonna have to catch whiffs and wafts of it. You're gonna have to smell yourself a little bit harder. But if someone does come close to you, they will smell you after that 3 to 4 hour mark, but it will die down and you'll just kind of live in your scent bubble after that 3 to 4 hour mark. But as far as lasting in totality, that is an excellent lasting scent. I get at least 8 hours of wear on my skin and on my clothes. However, in my scent bubble. So value, this is at 1.7 ounce for $220. That is terribly expensive for 1.7 ounce. And then this is just a parfum. You don't even say eau de parfum, it just says parfum. So for that reason, I'm going to say, based on the size of the bottle and the price point, it is not worth that amount of money. However, the juice, the smell of the fragrance, it is worth the $220 price point. Sorry. Is this a safe blind buy? I'm gonna break that down again into 2 points. Is it a safe blind buy for the juice? I don't feel like it's nothing that, if you like gourmands and if you know your scent profile, is it a safe blind buy for the juice? Yes. Is it a safe blind buy for the price point? No. And we'll leave it at that. So rating 10 out of 10. There's nothing not to like about this fragrance for me. I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore it. Excellent fragrance. Go get your nose on it. I gotta change my battery, so I'm trying to hurry up. So let's just go ahead and end this video. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. I think the next video may be a whipped cream video or a marshmallow video, but we'll see. Turn on the post notifications so you'll be notified. Also, I got my February tray coming up for this month. Love you.